The goal of the Viking Leadership Challenge is to develop leadership skills among middle school students who may not otherwise have the opportunity to do so.
The goal is to create leaders within our community and to help our students see what qualities they have within themselves.
They learn more about themselves and they learn more about how to interact with people and how to be a leader.
Anything we do that can build their self-esteem, build their motivation, and build them for their future career is a positive thing, and I think that's what that challenge does for our kiddos.
There are 5 rounds in our leadership challenge. It begins with the whole school and then ends with 5, and then they pick a winner from those 5.
It starts off campus-wide where we just have the kids give like an elevator speech.
They have basically 1 minute to have that eye contact, to use their hands when they talk, to have that presence when they're speaking that makes people listen to them, to tell what is amazing about themselves that would make them rise above and be a leader in their community.
And so we start out with all 1,300 kids. That goes down to about 60 house class winners. Round 2 is really what I call speed interviewing.
They have to be interviewed by several different people and do various tasks or answer various questions.
They would have stations that we set up in the library and different community members and administrative people that would sit at each station, and they had different things they had to do, such as give a weather report. They had to be the principal for the day and were given a situation where they had to explain what they would do as a principal. They were given an award and they had to give an acceptance speech. They went to a station where there was a toast they had to give for somebody that they cared about. And one station was where they were given different items and they had to sell it to the judge. They were looking for the eye contact, the charismatic behavior, the personalization, the leadership qualities that we're trying to nurture in these students.
Of those 60 kids in round 2, 20 of them will go down to round 3.
Shark Tank was round 3. And this year, the Shark Tank round, I think, in my honest opinion, proved to be the most challenging round.
It's interesting to see what the kids do when you give them no limits.
They had to create a product or a service.
And they were to sell that to that panel of judges.
After the business leaders conferred, they picked 10 that went on to round 4.
We organized the cheerleaders and we went from class to class to tell those 10 who were getting to go on with the cheerleaders and signs, and it was a big production and it was a lot of fun for the kids.
And round 4 then was a visit to Starbucks. And they got a little leadership training.
And they were put into a simulation of being a manager and having to deal with a situation at Starbucks.
They were then interviewed for a possible job there.
And so the Starbucks managers decided who was going to be the final 5.
The final round then was at Globe Life Park in Arlington, the home of the Rangers.
And the last round was, I think, a slam dunk in our case, or a home run, maybe I should put it. You know, we went to the ballpark and we got to go on a tour and see where the media goes. And then we got to sit down where they have their interviews at the end of the game. And that's where we conducted our final interviews for the challenge. And the students were flawless.
And so each student had to come in individually. They had a statement that they had to make about why they should be the leader of the year, and then they had to field questions from reporters, which were our teachers.
And some of them were simple, some of them were a little more challenging, and the students had to think on their feet and come up with their ideas on the spot. The judges were community leaders, and they talked to each student about something they loved that they did and then something they could improve upon, and then announced the winner.
So close, guys, so close. But winner for 2017 is Jonathan.
There's no big prize. We don't want there to be a big prize in this process. We want the prize to be self-motivation and learning from defeat, learning from wins, and to, find that within themselves.
They said it made them a better person, a better leader, a better student, and more motivated. And it wasn't just to win the challenge. It was just, in their lives in general. And they all said that. Not one of them didn't take that away from the challenge.
I love hearing them talk about when they started, they couldn't even make eye contact with people. And by the time they've gotten through that round and they get to that 5th round, they're amazing up there.
And so you think going in like, oh, like this person's very eloquent or this person's, very outgoing. And so sometimes the results surprise you because they come out and they show you a side of them that they haven't ever shown you before.
I also just really appreciate the teachers that take so much time to meet constantly, to work on this process. It is so very involved and it is so much work to get all of this together. And I'm already thinking about next year.
We have summer break coming up, and I may be at the beach or floating down a river somewhere, but in the back of my mind, I'll be thinking, what could the next challenge be? How can we push these kids to the next level?
It takes a lot of work and a lot of effort, and it's just really nice seeing the product in the end and how it comes out. And I appreciate all the teachers that help do that.
I do this for the kids. It's not about me. It's not about the school. It's not about the recognition. It's about giving them something that makes them excited and pushes their boundaries and gives them something they want to talk about with their friends. It's so fun to see how excited they get and how amazed they are at what they're being able to do. So it's for them. It's not for anything else.